Hello, Emma. Good
Hi,
morning.
Sharon. Good morning. It's so wonderful to see you.
It's good to see you too. And of course, we have sunshine in the Pacific Northwest. What about you?
And we have sunshine here in western New Mexico, which is a beautiful change from the pouring rain we had recently.
Yeah, I was thinking today, do I need to bring in my tomato plants because of the rain to let them ripen in the sunroom? So
Mhm.
they may or may not be. So, it's been quite a roller coaster ride with us. You came on into my view when I was doing a beta test or beta readers actually on my second book, Heeding the Cries of the Children, which at that time didn't have that title.
Right.
And and so you stepped up after the bet and said, let me help you edit, which I went, okay, that's good.
I
And
mean, what we need comes into our life when we need it, if we're open.
if we're open, and it's easy for those of us who are solitary people or stoic and we have to do it all to
Right.
just go, oh no, thank you very much, but no, I'll do it. So I'm really glad that that didn't stop me from getting to know you as a person and then getting to know your work,
Right.
because your contribution and suggestions in the story I tell in Heeding the Cries was really valuable and immeasurably different story. I mean, it's the same story, but it's much more enriched
Mm-hmm.
with what you brought from your awareness and skill level. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, sure. I mean, when I work as a writer and an editor, um, one of my goals is to stand in place of the reader and say, this is an important message, it needs to come through. And so how can I facilitate that and look for things that need more clarity, that need to be shaped a little bit more firmly in order in order for the reader to really get the message.
Hmm. Right. And you really
I
did.
don't know if you remember, but I had actually joined some of your circles maybe a year earlier. You
I don't
had,
remember that.
right, you had put out a call, and I was in one or two of the calls, and I wasn't ready to
Mhm.
hear your message. I didn't know how to integrate it into my life at that time, but I knew it was important. And so when you sent that email out almost a year later,
Yeah.
um, I said, "Oh, I'll take a look at the book. I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle it, but I'll take a look." And the message was so powerful to me that I felt I really wanted to help you to shape it, to bring it kind of bring it to birth.
Mm,
I've worked as a doula, and in a way, an editor is a lot like a doula.
that's true. And,
Yeah,
and a book is very much like a child. It's like giving birth to an idea, just a different form rather
exactly.
than a physical baby. But it
Hmm.
still is, it is a creation. So here we are together, and I'm learning, not just because of who you are as a person, but I'm learning the experience of collaboration, which
Yes.
requires you to, from my perspective, collaboration requires there to be a neutrality about what I think needs to be done or said or how.
Hmm.
And that doesn't mean letting go and being absolutely malleable with no input, but it also requires having the open space to listen without reaction or response or being triggered. Just listen to another, to consider how that might come together to make what's coming together more powerful, because that's the goal.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And in this time and in place, I think collaboration is so critically needed if we're going to move from where we are to where we really all want to be. We've got to have collaboration.
I don't think we can, I don't think we can move forward as a species if
Mhm.
that doesn't become part of our natural way of moving through life.
Exactly.
You know, hierarchy is not necessarily a bad thing in as one tool of many. You know, we don't want, you know, to sit around and have a discussion if a building is burning. We need somebody in charge, and we need everybody to know their roles.
Yeah.
But beyond that, in order to move forward as a culture, we need to learn, like you said, learn how to listen, learn how to integrate before we automatically reject.
Correct.
Because there's things like you know, like I said, like I wasn't ready to hear, but I wasn't willing to reject. And so then it gave me the opportunity to let it, you know, to let the information to filter through at a rate that I was able to handle. But if I'm not going to automatically reject because that's not part of my understanding, then I lose so much, and then I never would have the opportunity to collaborate with
Correct.
you and with the other women who we're also working with in different circles.
That's correct. I think what sums that up, I was running for political office in 2005, and I wanted to bring collaboration into that political office in a city. So I didn't know what that meant, but I knew it was important. Someone gave me a book, I think it's called The Art of Collaboration. And the one thing I keep remembering from that book was that, and it was geared toward politics, and it was said, when there's a decision to be made, there are certain people that need to be at the table. It needs to be the person who has the idea. It needs to be the information giver that's in support of the idea. There needs to be someone who is what most people call the bad guy, who's going to say that idea is not going to work because, and this is the person we reject most out of hand, but it's the very one, the book points out, that it's going to make this idea even better than it would have been. And then, of course, the decision maker. So the
image that comes to me when you talk about that is sort of like, you know, the person who is sort of the devil's advocate.
Correct.
Is the one who is willing to pour water into the vessel in order to see if there are any leaks, so you can correct it sooner rather than later.
Correct. So thanks for being collaboration with me, Emma.
Thank you, Sharon.
See you on the other side.
Yep. Talk to you next time.